Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanisms in the new version of Sentinels in the Multiverse, the Definitive Edition. I believe that's what they're calling it. Sentinels in the Multiverse Definitive Edition. I don't have a copy with me. I played this game with a friend a few nights ago. We played a 4-player game, and I have a separate video if you want to see what the game looks like, stuff like that. But I just wanted to talk about a few elements that they added to this game that I thought were really, really clever, kind of quality of life adjustments that make a big, big difference. This really is an edition that they thought through from the ground up and improved, I think, significantly over the original edition. At its core, it's still a superhero game, and you're fighting a bad guy at a different location. So you have this kind of modular element. Different location, different environment, they call it, different villain, and then each hero has their own unique asymmetric character deck. And the asymmetry is still the thing that boggles me about this game, because the asymmetry is incredible. You each have your own hero deck that's completely unique compared to the other decks. The environment decks are completely unique compared to the other ones, and the villains are completely unique as well. So overall, that's my favorite mechanism in Sentinels of the Multiverse, just this modularity and the asymmetry between each of those different decks. However, I wanted to highlight a few of the things that are different about this edition that from the production side that I think are worth paying attention to. One that surprised me is that the new dials, there are dials for you to keep track of your health, and I can't even remember if there were dials in the original edition, but so we just announced Libertalia Winds of Galecrest, and we have dials in this game, and they're double layered dials. So there's a single layer here, and then the second layer is the dial themselves. Works fine, works great. However, what I realized when I saw Sentinels Definitive Edition is that they have triple layer dials. So it's like they have this front layer, they have the dial layer, and they have that last layer on the back. And I thought that was a really nice addition because it means that when you want to turn the dial, you don't have to pick it up off the table. Because that adds that extra layer of thickness. You can just leave it on the table and scroll through it on your finger with your finger. Is a really, really nice dial layout, dial creation for the production of the game. So I like adding that triple layer if you have room on your punch board, if you're thinking about that. One other little element that they added, not a component, but they on all the cards, they really highlighted which phase of the turn the card activates. And this was super helpful. In the deck that I was playing kind of the fish-like creature. I forget his name now, or her name. But this character had a lot of abilities that triggered at the start of the turn or the end of the turn. And those words were really highlighted in a different color and a big bold font to help me remember or easily look at my cards and see, okay, here are the things I need to do at the start of my turn. It's just a little thing, but that makes a big difference when you have a bunch of cards in your tableau and you're trying to remember, okay, what can I activate now? What can I activate now during the power phase? What can I activate at the end of turn? Really, really helps. Two other quick things here. One, I think this was in the original edition, but I found that I really, really appreciated the complexity ratings offered in the rulebooks for these games. For the environment, the villain, and the characters. They all have a complexity rating from 1 to 10 to help you choose. I had played Sentinels a few times before this, and so I didn't feel like I needed a 1 or 2 level character, but I also didn't want an 8 or a 9 or a 10 level character, so I chose something in the middle. I don't always, people ask me this about our games, when they play Tapestry for the first time, is there like an easier civilization to play than the other ones? And I haven't thought about it all that much. I try to make all the civs pretty much equally accessible. But I really like, if you're not going to have that you add that level of accessibility through ratings, through complexity ratings in a game like this. So I really, really like that. The last thing I want to add is about the art. I think the art, as you may have heard about this game, if you've paid attention to Sentinels of the Multiverse, you may have heard that the art is significantly better. And I agree. I think the artist, it's the same artist, and I think he's grown a lot over the years. And one little element of the art that I thought was really, really clever is that they really leaned into the comic book idea of how, like in real life, if you look at different comic books from different ages, Batman looks different at different times. Like the Batman that was drawn in the 50s looks different than the Batman drawn in 2020. Based on just the illustrative style and the style of clothing and all those different things. And in Sentinels Definitive Edition, they have that. And on different types of cards, they have art as if it were drawn in different time periods, using completely different styles and different clothing and different settings, different backgrounds. I thought that was so clever to lean into that kind of comic book progression and evolution in the game itself. So all these little things, I mean, even that's a little thing, that attention to detail really adds to the experience and really, really enhance the experience of this Definitive Edition. those are my thoughts. Sorry I don't have visuals to show you as I'm talking about it, but I wanted to share my thoughts about it because I really had a good time playing it and look forward to playing it again. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the Definitive Edition, if you've played it, or if any of these things remind you of other games that have like new editions where they add something new and enhance it. Obviously, Libertalia is on my mind a lot recently because that's our new game that is a new edition of an older game where we thought about every component from the ground up. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Thanks.